And so our daughter was about 4 weeks old when we first started coming to fellowship. And the very first Sunday we came in to the worship center, we didn't know hardly anybody. And we were carrying Karis in tow, and we took Karis into the nursery. And those ladies, specifically Dawn and Julie Haynes, were loving on Karis. And when we would miss a Sunday, they would ask where she had been. And they would say, "We just love your daughter." And so for us, there was this built-in accountability to continue to come back to church week after week, not because we knew anybody, but because our daughter was known by the ladies in the nursery. And I think that the teachers knowing our kids, knowing how they're gifted, knowing how God has created them and the things that, our kids at a young age are passionate for, that intimacy between the teacher, the volunteer, and our kids would not happen if there's not a good balance between the number of students, kids, and teachers that we have available. So if there are 45 kids in a room, there's no way that the volunteer can know that Levi loves to give to Operation Christmas Child. There's no way that a volunteer could know that Karis is sensitive and that you can't really joke with her about stuff because she's so serious.
Paul and I got involved in home church ministry. We started off with college, and whenever we first started, it was our 2 kids and one other. And would you say in about 3 years, we kind of left from college ministry to young marrieds. And in that 3 years, we went from 3 kids to 18 kids and 2 on the way. As a mom, I see these kids in our home church, and I just want the very best for them. And I want great teachings and great facilities to house them and protect them. And I think it's so important just to invest in this generation that's a part of it. I'm on the design team and the decorating team, and I always try to go with the focus of what would a new person walking into our walls see. So I just kind of walk in, clear focus, and if I were a new mom coming into the children ministry, I would be overwhelmed at this point. There's just kids on top of kids. Walls keep getting smaller and smaller, but the number of kids is growing. So there's a big need for a new facility.
We are the clear beneficiaries of all of the faithfulness and the hard work and the prayer and the investment that has occurred over the last 30 years. And so the baton has been handed to us, and so we have a responsibility to continue that hard work and continue that perseverance and continue running the race to the next generation so that we can pass it off to our kids, so that we can pass it off to our grandkids, so that it really is an ongoing legacy of the work that is being done here. So the way that I look at this new building campaign is really not so much a sacrifice as it is really an investment. It's exciting to get to be a part of what God's doing and to get to put, as Ken would say, put our fingerprints on the small part of God's plan. And we really want to invest in future generations. We feel like it's incumbent upon us and exciting, frankly, to get to be a part of what God's doing. So I think when we look at all the generations to come, when we look at what happens if we could 200 years from now, and we see the gospel passing from generation to generation, that we can say that it's because of the work and the investment that we have done. It's because of our faithfulness to what God has called us to do in this moment that allows for the name of Christ to be proclaimed. It allows for the name of Christ to receive glory. So that's really what I think that it fires me up, that gives me excitement and passion.
I agree.
Amen.
Amen.